So the folks over at Fox News, as well as other conservative media personalities across the country, started freaking out about halfway through the week once the Department of Homeland Security announced that they were creating what is called a disinformation governance board. Now, that kind of seems a little scary on the surface, right? Or at least Republicans want you to think that. That is why people like Tucker Carlson, Brian Kilmeade, Sean Hannity, Candace Owens, and so many other people were out there referring to this as the Ministry of Truth from George Orwell's classic novel 1984. Literally all of them use that. The Ministry of Truth. It's 1984 coming to America right now, with the Biden administration policing speech and telling us what we can and cannot say. Well, of course, they're exaggerating what this, disinformation governance board would actually be. One of the big things that the governance board will be trying to combat, they say, this is from the official announcement, is Russian misinformation that could influence elections. Okay, fair enough. I'm okay with that. They also said they want to fight back against COVID-19 misinformation. Okay, fine with that as well. But I think the reason that these conservatives are freaking out is not, of course, because they think the government's actually going to come and censor them and shut them down. It's because they're the biggest purveyors of misinformation and they don't want to get hit with little warning labels for their audiences. This was determined to be untrue. Because I don't think, I could be totally wrong on this, but I don't think the government's actually going to come in and shut anybody down unless they find somebody, cranking out fake articles like they did in 2016 and in 2020. People running these farms overseas to create fake news for the United States to digest because we're so freaking stupid. Yes, those kinds of things they would shut down. Are they going to shut down Fox News? Absolutely not. Hell, they're probably not even going to put disclaimers on them. But if you're a purveyor of misinformation, of somebody who, keeps giving people knowingly false information, I can understand why you'd be a little scared right now, which is, I think, exactly what is happening at Fox News. Now, having said all of that, I will say, I don't like this. I don't. You may disagree with me, and that's totally fine. We don't have to agree on 100% of everything. But let me tell you why I don't like this idea. I do like the idea of fighting misinformation. I do like the idea of slapping labels on things that are knowingly false, so the public can understand, hey, this is bad. Problem is, a lot of people in the public, pretty much everybody on the right, isn't going to believe those labels. They will view it as the liberal-controlled government trying to censor Republicans. Republicans will phrase it as such. Democrats are horrible at messaging. Republicans already have the upper hand here. And they're going to be able to portray themselves as the victim. So that's reason number one, I hate this idea. Because Republicans have already captured the narrative. This is government censorship. So they're going to win the messaging battle and they get to play the victims and they'll get more sympathy from it. Reason number two, Democrats are not always going to be in charge, are they, folks? So you're creating this new group within the Department of Homeland Security knowing full well that there's a great chance it could be in the hands of Republicans in 2024. So then what happens? We know Republicans love misinformation, so are they going to start slapping labels on everything that's the actual truth but goes against their narrative? That's the slippery slope. And that is an exceptionally slippery slope. And it's one that the Biden administration has decided to create for themselves. It's a bad idea. I'm not worried that there's going to be a Ministry of Truth. I think Republicans are overhyping this just to try to get something else to trash Biden on. But I do think it's not a great idea. But not for the reasons that conservatives do. Conservatives are afraid they're not going to be able to lie. And if they can't lie, they can't convince people to be on their side. That's the only tool they have to gain followers, to gain subscribers, to gain voters. But eventually, this power will corrupt. Maybe it'll corrupt a Democratic administration. It would certainly corrupt a Republican administration. And that's why I think, overall, this is a pretty bad idea. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.